scored 10 at Hull last year, Denis, and only 7 this year. What's going wrong?
Yeah, we need to work on our attack a little bit better. I think changing the half-backs in the week as well didn't really help our attack influence.
Seriously, where do you rate that win in the wins you've had, especially away wins while you've been at the?
Like I say, the win at Saints, the win at Warrington, the win at London, the win at Bradford. It's one of those. We keep coming back to this. And we started this year, and we didn't make the fixtures up. Somebody gave us 3 games at home, so we had to win our games that we were given. But then all of a sudden we lose at Leeds, and we can't play away from home. So that, like I say, in a media hungry society where everybody needs something to say and wants to read something, then that's when you get those kind of analogies and things that you put together. But on a whole, it's a part of the evolution of this team and what we're doing. And I think you saw on the weekend just the work ethic and you watched the game back. We won that game easily. I know it in the media and we can talk about chances that they didn't have the chances that they thought they had. And that's part and parcel of this game about being able to work off the ball and chase and cover. They had one, I think they had one clear-cut chance with the Thompson one when Pat Arvan got that. Other than that, there was nothing. There was some poor passing from Yeaman, but we had people covering across. It was a rainy, wet day. You're always going to struggle when you force a skill. We talked about that with the way we wanted to defend. So part of the way we went about it served its purpose. So it wasn't about the fact that we were caught out. We actually knew what we were doing. And as a whole, like I say, you look at the scoreline, and the thing that's most impressive about it is the fact that we've kept a Super League side who's been spending well over salary cap the last couple of years, been pushing hard, been in Challenge Cup finals and working really hard to make themselves into stab themselves in the top 4 side. Didn't score a point against us on their own ground. I think that's. I said it to the lads after. I said you cannot underestimate the power of that kind of performance to the confidence within this group after what happened last year with maybe 2 or 3 changes in that side. It's a great day for us as a group. I think that not where it rates on the scale. If you'd have been in the change rooms after Warrington last year at Warrington, that was one of the greatest days of my career. Of that day, but when you sit down and reflect and know how hard we've worked and what we've done, it's just part of that evolution of what we're trying to set our stall out to be, which is a tough team to play against. I'd have been disappointed if we'd lost, if they'd have sneaked in, and if it had been a draw, I'd have been disappointed because I thought we controlled the tempo of the game, we controlled the field position of the game. We've got 4 line breaks against 1, we've got 5 dropouts against 1. So we did what we had to do, and we played particularly well.
You obviously had a new half-back in there because of necessity, and Gilmore on his first start did really well for him.
Necessity is the fact that we've built a squad here where I have lots of confidence in everybody in this group. And Tom, at the beginning of the week, Danny Craven was in, tightened his hamstring, pulled it a little bit, and there was no hesitation. The fact that Tom just run straight in there, filled in the gap, knew what his job was, and because he's worked with this team and been around this team for the last year and a half, 2 years, kicking his heels, wanting an opportunity, he was ready to go. And that's, I see the other things that you don't see behind the scenes, that how hard these lads work together. And at the moment we've got people that are supporting the lads that are in the team, but wanting to play themselves. And that takes a little bit of time to get to, and I think, like if you speak to Phil about it, there's just a great feeling here that everybody wants a starting spot, everybody wants to be in the top 17, but they also know that this is about the group, and they're willing to support the people that get that opportunity.
The nature of the weather and what have you meant it was going to be a bit of a tightly played type of game, and some of the men up front, like this fella for example, really stood up for it.
We have done all year. I think with a little blip of Leeds away, we actually played pretty well, and our forwards did a great job. I mean, it was tough, like I said, Phil didn't play in that game, and he comes back in this week after a week out and gives us a boost. And that's, like I said, that's what you're after. You're after the fact that everybody knows their role, everybody wants to play well, and there's just so much more in this group. And that the beauty about my job at the moment is that everybody wants to get better. And when I defined my role 3.5 years ago, it was the fact that I'm here to primarily develop the people that I can develop and recruit the people that are going to make this group better. If I don't think I can make you better, then there's no point you being here. If I bring you into the group and you can't help the whole thing, then I don't bring you in. And the beauty about this group at the moment is that there's so much more in them. Everybody wants to get so much better, and I know that it's in them.
What about you, Phil? It was a raw ball of attrition, that one. It not again for people to see a lot of ball movement, but it was a tough win, and you toughed it out.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. We really showed us mettle. I thought we played really well. We played pretty sensible as well. We played to the conditions which were good, and I just thought his game management was very good. Sorry.
And coming off the back of the Leeds defeat, it showed that people were talking about Widnes' confidence might be affected by the Leeds defeat. This game presumably showed that it wasn't.
Like I said before, we never really had that in the sights. Once we finished that Leeds game, the final whistle went, that was fish and chip paper, and you knew that when we played Hull, we had to really have a big performance, and it was we showed that that we're full of confidence, and the defeat didn't really take much out of us.
You look personally like you really enjoy your rugby here at Widnes at the moment. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's not just that. It's the lads like Denis alluded to. We've got a very good group of lads, and we're very close as well. Like after training, we're all in Nando's and we do socialising together.
Good plug there.
The voucher's coming your way.
Yeah. So we're a very good group, like he's already alluded to.
You got Bradford. Have you played at Bradford? Have you not?
Yeah.
Bradford, one of your former clubs this week. Got some issues at Bradford at the moment, but Widnes can't be concerned about that, can they?
No, that's what I mean. We're really taking this very serious, and we're not really worrying about their internal affairs. We're just worrying about what the job that we've got to do, and we're going to try and come and turn up and put a professional performance against them.
Denis, what about returnees this week? Potential returnees from the injured list? Do we know?
You usually come in first with that, don't you? You've thrown me now.
Yeah, I'll change it around a bit.
Yeah, we've got. I think most of them are ready to go. Like I said, we're still looking at a couple of fitness checks today, but Eamon O'Carroll's back up for selection. Hep Cale's back up for selection. And Danny Craven, we'll find out today how he's responded to the treatment. I don't think he'll be far off. I think Dave Allen's the same. So it's a great place for me to be, because I'm picking players that are playing well, and I'm not picking players not picking players because they're playing poorly. I'm picking players because I think somebody else is playing better than they are, and they've got to lift their level of performance again. So it's a tough place for me to be in, but it's a place I'd rather be than where I've been in the past, where if you come in through the door, be careful because you're playing.
Phil, are you feeling that pressure for players? What Denis just spoke about there?
Oh, definitely, yeah. You have one bad game and you're out. That's just an issue, because you've got lads behind you that are just really chomping at the bit to get in the team. So it puts pressure on us, but it's bringing the best out of us as well. So it's good.
But like I say, there's still a couple. I think there's only Carbs at the moment. That's a long way off. Willie Isa this week has got a match ban.
He's got a ban, has he?
Yeah, well, we took an early play. He does. That's the rules. You can't hit somebody's shoulder. It's more of a, not really a shoulder charge, more of a little bit of a bump. It's not like the Gareth Ellis one. There's not lots of purpose and going in there. He just, Jeremiah passes the ball and Willie just doesn't lift his hands for a second. He only really nudges him in the back. But that's the rules at the moment. We spoke about it, and Willie knows that. He's willing to accept that. Yeah, he needs to get his hands up, and it's a tough one for him to take away, especially with how well he's playing as well. So it's but like I said, they're the rules at the moment, and we're working pretty hard to make sure that we can keep within those rules all the time.
Occupational hazard, really, because he's really made his physical presence felt this year anyway.
He don't, well, that's his job. He knows what his role is in the team. He's there to hustle, there to chase hard from the inside. He's there to put pressure on halfbacks. He gets off the line, and he's really found himself in that role. Like, he's put some weight on. He's got a great engine. He's physically strong. He's tough. He knows what his role is now, and I think he's seen Willie Isa becoming the player that I think he wants to be. And we'll miss him this week, but we've got opportunities there. Like I said, Hep's back in the mix this week. McGrath's still there as well, fighting hard to. Like, McGrath was really unfortunate this weekend again. It's one of those where I've got 17 spots to fill, and I've got 19, 20 blokes to fill those spots with. And sometimes you pick somebody because you think they're playing a little bit better. And it's hard to take, but they can accept that.
From what I've read, I wasn't there obviously, but your Reg boys did okay for North Wales this week as well. So
We've got a good relationship there. We knew that when I spoke to Clive originally, when we talked about it, that he was going to go with a lot of the players that he'd already recruited and he wanted to give a chance to. And I just gave him a list of players that I felt needed some opportunities. Like Adam Lawton's in there now, Deck Humes, the lads that are coming back from injury. I'm hopefully going to get Grant Gore game. Tom played really well in a couple of games that he went down there. It's nice because one, they're based here, like train on our field. They use our gym space, they use our stuff for their analysis stuff, so it makes it a little bit more comfortable for those players to be able to then just slot in and play in that team. And it's an opportunity to play in a tough competition for lads that need to play.
You've got Bradford this week, and you went to Hull and you were probably underdogs in most people's eyes. And this week you're probably going to be warmish favourites. Does that?
I don't think we're eating away. We've been, I say, we've never felt like underdogs. We don't go into it with that mentality. Like I think Phil says it really well. We get about our business. We know what we've got to do this week. There's people in the group that push each other. Everybody's there to inspire each other, not to wait to be inspired. And it's my job is to make sure that we keep that focus on our skill level, on our detail, on what we need to do, and we turn up with the purpose to win a rugby league game. And that's all you can. You can take each week at a time. And like I said, we're sitting here to talk about top 8 and where you want to finish. And it's tough to not, when the end game's this hard, not to just look at what's in front of you. And that's when it becomes tough as well, because you can't pull your head up sometimes and have a look around. It's week in, week out, just hitting you in the face, and that's it's a tough thing for lads. Like you say, we win on Sunday, we get back, we sit on a coach for nearly 4 hours because of a traffic accident. We're all enjoying it. We come back, we turn up Monday, right, let's go again. Pat each other on the back, move on. And that's the nature of actually being successful as well, because we understand what we're about, and we know we've got to work hard this week, because what's happened can't affect what's going to happen. It doesn't help us in any way, apart from the fact that it gives